Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another Community Connections with Ryan Sauers. Super excited to have my friend and colleague, Apryl Wade, CEO of EMIR Billing, with us today. How are you, Apryl?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I am doing good. See, I'm in this, people make fun of me. I'm in this dark environment, but I have to be because I wouldn't show up anywhere else. So wear my white shirt. I got to have some fun with it. But, well, you guys, tell us a little bit about your company and this show's Community Connections. And, we're all coming through and also get to the other side of COVID-19. But just tell us a little bit about what you guys do and your story, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, I'm a medical billing firm. Operate out of our main office is in Conyers, Georgia. Recently moved out to the Loganville area, so I decided to expand the business into the Loganville area. Looking to take on more local doctors. A lot of the doctors that I have right now are downtown Atlanta, and I'd really like to service more in the East Metro area. So that was our goal in setting up a remote office in Loganville. Mhm.
Yeah, and we'll have viewers from Gwinnett or Atlanta. We'll have viewers from all over the place, but this one's a Metro Atlanta-based interview, and I think that's a really good area. And there's so many doctors, all in all of those areas right there. So what kind of things do you guys do for the doctors?
Well, we do the whole process from, when you're in the room with the doctor, he's writing on a computer or on a piece of paper saying what he did, what's wrong with you, and all of that. Well, that little piece of paper, we translate that into codes that the insurance companies understand. And so then we translate those and we transmit them to the insurance company. Hopefully the first time a check comes back, that's not always the case. Check comes back, we post the money, and then if there's any left that goes towards the patient's deductible or co-insurance, then we bill the patient for that as well. So we do the whole thing until the claim is finished. Then at the end of the month, we bill the doctors for the agreed percentage that we talked about during the contract negotiations. And that's how it works. So pretty much the good thing for the doctors is that we never get paid until they're already paid. So,
Okay.
when I start a contract, we work for 30 days at least before we get our first check. But in my feeling, I feel like that keeps us honest because it doesn't really matter what percentage I charge. If they collect zero, our percentage is zero as well. So,
No,
you know,
well, it's like the skin in the game of participating with them. And I'm sitting there thinking, I gotta do a lot with marketing and stuff, but that is, I don't know, that is a great business model. Just the doctors I know, that's probably their greatest headache.
yeah,
You know.
it is.
Uh,
And we offer other services as well. I do a lot of um, consulting. So go in and they may have billers in place already, but sometimes when you have a biller, maybe you've had them for 15 years, 10 years, they either get complacent in their position or they haven't taken the time to do more training, and they don't even know what they don't know.
yeah.
So so we go in and we'll audit the charts and audit the receivables and just see if there's somewhere in there where we can help the biller make a difference for their doctor.
Okay, so you got two different really models. You can go in and help them, or bring them up to speed, or be more efficient, or whatever, and or handle it for them.
Yes, but we do offer the full service billing. A lot of times though, we end up working ourselves out of a job because we go in and fix things and we take
Yeah.
it over. We might have it for a year or two, and then they decide they want to bring it back in-house, which is fine. Which means we've done our job really well. Because the thing with us is that I've always depended on word of mouth. This is actually my first time ever using any type of outside marketing. And so we've been in business since 2001.
Wow.
And so for the last almost 20 years, I've always relied on word of mouth from,
Well,
this doctor telling your friend.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I'm just curious. So, do you guys work? I'm just making this one. Like, could it be anything from a dentist to a orthopedic? Does it matter what type of doctor they are?
It does not. It does
Huh.
not. All our billers have been trained and certified. We can do any specialty. Dental's a little more difficult. That's a separate certification,
Okay.
but I have that as well.
Wow.
So we are very, very versatile. And, I don't claim to know everything, but I know where to go to find the answer.
Well,
So,
man, I'm telling you what, April, that's you know, honestly, I mean, that's just one of the things I've never thought of. But so you've been in business 2000 since 2001. What a
mhm.
valuable service, and I can relate. I have another company. I think I do sales and marketing consulting, kind of like this a little bit. But when I've done my job, kind of what you were saying in a sales or marketing kind of thing is turned around and they're ready to say we got it. Then I've kind of worked myself out of a job, and I mean that's okay. That's a job well done, like you were saying.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
and then you never know. I'm sure you see when they may need you again. Yeah,
Exactly. It's
yeah.
definitely happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I had that happen a few years ago where they went a year and a half hiatus, and then they called back and said, "Hey, can you come back?" I said,
I actually, two of my clients I have had since 2001.
"Wow, that's
Uh,
awesome."
so these were the clients that gave me my chance. I was working at a doctor's office, and they took a chance on me and gave me the contract, and I've had them ever since. So I feel like we are doing well in our industry, and the people that work with me, we enjoy what we do. I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, but we really enjoy making big insurance companies pay these small doctors offices.
Yeah.
We
Well,
get
it's
a
like
kick out.
taking care of it is such an important service. I mean, just a number of my friends, and I'll talk to you about that at another time. But friends with just physicians of different things, they just, they went into whatever they went into medicine, and they either hire somebody or outsource it or whatever. But they tell me sometimes we spend more time in that the paperwork and the process that we can't even help in a patient, and that's not why they went into the field.
Absolutely. And it's crazy to think that after you go through all that schooling, that one or two people that you hire for your front desk or your billing manager can make or break your business. But it's true. Those people that go in and mess up keep me in business. There's a lot of late night uh, learning things that you can do. I remember years ago there was a Sally Struthers medical billing class or whatever, and so people think they can do it. So they jump on, they take the classes, and I'm not knocking them for taking the classes at all. The thing is that when you go get the contract, though, the doctors want to know that you have experience handling the type of money that they want to see. You know, and so my suggestion to people coming out of school is to try to latch onto someone like me or somebody who's been in the industry for a minute and do an internship there and possibly get an entry level job and work your way up, because that's usually what I do. I hire people who might not necessarily have a lot of experience, but they've gone to school or they've taken a course and they're teachable, and so
Yeah.
then I teach them and help them get certified, and then once they're certified, then they can actually work on with a client on their own.
Yeah, it's funny. We were going back to that hiring salespeople and different industries. I always used to look and say, if the person I hired didn't, maybe they were young and starting out, but if they had the intangible qualities, I could teach them teach them the business. And a lot of people thought that was crazy, but I said, it's hard to find somebody that has this exact skill set. Why not look for the person that needs an opportunity? And if they work hard, they can become a valuable
Hmm.
asset. And
Yeah.
all right, before I forget, now tell people your website or how can they get phone number or best way to reach you guys if they're wondering.
Okay, well, the company is called, we'll use an acronym, EMIR Billing, which stands for Evolution Medical Invoice Recovery. And nobody wants to say all of that, but it's EMIR Billing. So our website is www.emirbilling.com.
Okay,
Yeah, and
perfect.
we have a Facebook page, but honestly, I have not built it up yet. It's been doing this 20 years, but a lot of things I am old school about. So my younger employees are helping me get up and moving on social media. So
Well,
yeah.
we'll be sharing this through all our platforms, this video out. Now, do you guys work, just so I know, is it more Metro Atlanta based, or do you have other clients in other parts of the country?
Yes, it's Metro Atlanta based. I do have clients that I deal with on a as needed basis that are out of the state,
Okay.
like Virginia, New York, um, Texas. And so those are mostly people that I go in periodically and do an audit for, or I have already worked myself out of a job with them where I help them set up things and then kind of ease back. The one in Virginia, they were having some problems and we went in and we just took a team up there, fixed it, and then kind of eased ourselves out of that contract.
Okay, and I say that to say that we'll have viewers from all over the place, and certainly
Mhm.
a lot of them, because you and I are both in Metro Atlanta, but there may be a person out there that's not aware of the services, and and I just think it's important we reach them. But uh, April,
Oh
that's
yes,
just
I love to travel. Well, prior to this whole
yeah, right,
COVID
right.
situation, so I will hop on a plane in a heartbeat.
Yeah, well, me too, me too. And I tell you, is we kind of come to an end here. We're in the midst of a lot of unprecedented things, but you just named, you and I can remember whenever we thought, we've gone through 9/11, we've gone through Y2K, gone through the Great Depression Great Recession of 2008. I tell people I
Hmm.
remember back to Black Friday in '87, and this too shall pass. And when I say that, I'm talking about as everything's going to start slowly opening back up and people are hungry to get back to work.
Yeah, they are. I will say I'm feeling like right now we're moving a little too fast for that. But I mean, people have to go back out when they feel comfortable.
That's right.
Um, but my concern is that, from the medical standpoint, my concern is that the doctors will be overwhelmed with trying to see patients. And I'm seeing, just with my work, I'm seeing the increase in the telemedicine visits, and those are even, the amount of those is just amazing. It's like how many doctors can a patient see in one day? I mean, I realize they're quick little, FaceTime visits or whatever, but I mean, this is really something that's unprecedented. And workers comp patients, they never allowed that before. You were never allowed to do telemedicine before. They had to come in the office, but they've waived that. So doctors are seeing patients at the office and they're going home and they're talking to them on FaceTime. I mean, I just think it's a little too soon to try to go back out there.
Yeah, and that's what I tell everybody. There's no perfect solution. God's in control of the whole everything in our lives ultimately, but we got to do our part, and we got to do our part of what we feel is prudent or not prudent, and hopefully, we'll continue to move forward one step at a time. But no, as we close, I had somehow bitten a hangnail on my finger a week ago, and it got in like a moron. It got infected, so I had to do a telemedicine call. And I'm going, okay, great. I'm going to have a fever and have to go to a place where I don't want to go. You know what I mean? And so that one, the guy saw in 5 seconds. He's like, "You have this. I mean, it's swollen." And I'm like, my wife goes, "If you ever bite your fingernails again, I'm gonna pull it off." So last night, a week later, I almost did the same. I wasn't paying attention. I was watching the show. I almost did the same thing. And she's like, "You got to be kidding me." So you're right. Telemedicine, I got to experience. And but April, as we come to, I just want to thank you for coming on this Community Connection show. You do a great job,
Thank
and
you
you're
so much for
fantastic.
having me. I appreciate it.
We'll get you a link once the show's posted and be sharing it. But you guys are doing great and super, super. One more time, give me your website one more time before we finish up.
Yeah, that would be www.emir billing.com.
Perfect. And that is my friend and colleague, April Wade, CEO of EMIR Billing. So, folks, you have been listening to another Community Connections. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.